Today, we dive into the intense body cam footage of a shootout between an armed suspect and responding police officers. If you want more daily police body cam footage, like and subscribe. See ya.
The initial shots fired calls received by the Pasadena Police Department indicated a victim was down in front of 663 North Sunnyslope Avenue. The victim was a 70-year-old male, and despite life-saving efforts by a Good Samaritan and officers, the victim succumbed to the injuries he sustained. Immediately after the suspect shot the 70-year-old male, the perpetrator turned his firearm to an approaching vehicle traveling southbound on Sunnyslope Avenue from Orange Grove Boulevard. The female driver had stopped her vehicle once she saw the male victim laying on the ground, and then noticed the perpetrator in front of her vehicle with a gun pointed at her. Facing a life-threatening situation, the driver of this vehicle complied with the suspect as he opened her car door, unlatched her seatbelt, forced her out of the car, and into the passenger seat. She reported the suspect made his way back to the open driver's door, and she believed he was going to sit in the driver's seat, but he walked away instead. Cell phone video from a passing motorist captured a portion of the shooting and carjacking. Once the suspect was gone, the carjacking victim immediately ran to a nearby residence for safety. The suspect walked away from his initial crime scene in a southeasterly direction through Gwynn Park. As he approached a home near the corner of Hermanos Street and Eaton Drive, the residents reported the suspect stopped in their driveway and pointed a handgun at them as they stood in the opened door of their home. These victims immediately locked their door, and moments later heard what was described as the suspect kicking the door as if to force his way inside. After a short time, the residents reported they saw the suspect walk away southbound on Eaton Drive. It was about this time the first officer arrived at the scene, and he and the Good Samaritan began providing emergency medical aid to the 70-year-old shooting victim. The second officer to arrive immediately initiated a search for the suspect. Witnesses directed this officer to the area of Hermanos Street and Eaton Drive, the last place the suspect was seen. As the officer drove south on Eaton Drive, he saw the male walking southbound on the west sidewalk. This person was wearing a blue shirt and khaki pants, the same description provided by the numerous 911 callers. A residential ring camera system picked up the gunman as he calmly walked on the sidewalk. Realizing this was likely the person who shot the victim, the officer attempted to keep distance between he and the suspect. Using the police vehicle's PA system, the officer gave the male verbal commands to cooperate with officers. Instead, the suspect raised his firearm.
Stop right there. Get down on the ground. Get down on the ground.
Using the police department's service rifle, the officer engaged in a gun battle with the suspect. The same ring camera captured the shootout between the suspect and officer. Neither the officer nor the suspect were injured from this exchange of gunfire. After his assault on the officer, the suspect ran south and into the backyard of a residence in the 500 block of Eaton Drive, where he climbed the property's rear wall and into the rear yard of a residence in the 500 block of Sunnyslope Avenue. Once on the property of the Sunnyslope address, the suspect fired 2 rounds from his firearm into the occupied house, shattering the rear sliding glass door. The female resident began to scream, tried to escape through the front door. However, the suspect quickly entered the house and directed her to exit through a rear door. He followed closely behind, moments before taking her hostage. Within just a few seconds of exiting the house, several other officers arrived with the intent of taking the suspect into custody. These officers immediately came under fire from the suspect. While still behind her, the suspect grabbed a hold of the female resident's shirt collar, pulled her towards him, wrapped his left arm across her chest, extended his hand holding the firearm over her right shoulder, and fired several rounds at the arriving officer. He eventually pulled the hostage behind a vehicle parked in the driveway of the residence as he continued to fire rounds. The hostage later reported that while engaged in the gun battle, the suspect expressed his desire to have the hostage perform a sexual act on him. At one point in the gun battle, and while continuing the hold on the hostage, the suspect tripped and both he and the hostage fell to the ground. This provided the victim an opportunity to escape, which she did, and officers began returning fire at the suspect.
Hey man, let her go! Let her go, bro! Just let her go! Fuck, dude. Hey, hold it! Get off the air! Hey, get off the air! Get off the air! 21 shots fired. Oh yeah, suspect's down. He's behind a car. Hey, let's move. Hold up. He's moving. Drop the gun. Police, drop the fuck.
Silver SUV. Shots fired by police as well. Where is he at?
He's behind the car. I see him. Police, drop the gun, man. Drop the gun.
Where is he?
He's behind the car. He's in the front of it. He's laying down to the front of the Jeep.
As the victim ran away, she told officers she looked back at the suspect and saw him place his firearm to his own head and take his own life. Detectives are awaiting the coroner's report to determine if the evidence collected confirms the victim's account. The suspect was identified as 24-year-old Devin Edward Hall. He was a military veteran and a resident of the city of Inglewood. He purchased the .57 American MK pistol used during this incident after being discharged from the military in 2020, and his family reports he routinely carried it with him. This pistol fires a 5.7 by 28 millimeter high-velocity bullet and is typically used by both military and law enforcement units. His family described his behavior on the morning of November 23, 2021 as abnormal and anxious. He spent the morning waving his gun around the family, making comments about protecting his sisters. Additionally, the family told detectives Any incoming telephone call or text message would trigger their brother, and eventually he forcibly removed all communication devices from his family members. As of this time, detectives have found no indication that there was any relationship between suspect Hall and 70-year-old victim, but their investigation into this matter continues. The information provided in this critical incident video is based on a preliminary and ongoing investigation. Our understanding of the facts and circumstances of this incident may change as additional information and evidence is discovered.